All right, I think we're live. How are we doing, everyone? How are we doing? Let me just respond to this message real quick. I'll be 2 secs. All right, cool. Let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb. All right, live. It's Thursday here in Australia, so happy Thursday, everyone. It's the 30th of July, so let's get into Proverbs 30 for our daily Proverbs. Sayings of Agur, son of Jakeh, an inspired utterance. This man's utterance to Ithiel. I am weary, God, but I can prevail. Surely I am only a brute, not a man. I do not have human understanding. I have not learned wisdom, nor have I attained to the knowledge of the Holy One. Who has gone up to heaven and come down, whose hands have gathered up the wind, who has wrapped up the waters in a cloak, who has established all the ends of the earth. What is his name, and what is the name of his son? Surely you know. Every word of God is flawless. He is a shield to those who take refuge in him. Do not add to his words, or he will rebuke you and prove you a liar. 2 things I ask of you, Lord. Do not refuse me before I die. Keep falsehood and lies far from me. Give me neither poverty nor riches, but give me only my daily bread. Otherwise I may have too much and disown you and say, who is the Lord? Or I may become poor and steal and so dishonor the name of my Lord. Do not slander a servant to their master, or they will curse you and you will pay for it. There are those who curse their fathers and do not bless their mothers, those who are pure in their own eyes and yet are not cleansed of their filth, those whose eyes are ever so haughty, whose glances are so disdainful, those whose teeth are swords and whose jaws are set with knives, to devour the poor from the earth and the needy from the mankind. The leech has 2 daughters, give, give, they cry. There are 3 things that are never satisfied, 4 that never say enough. The grave, the barren womb, land which is never satisfied with water, and fire which never says enough. The eye that mocks a father, that scorns an aged mother, will be pecked out by the ravens of the valley, will be eaten by the vultures. There are 3 things that are too amazing for me, 4 that I do not understand. The way of an eagle in the sky, the way of a snake on a rock, the way of a ship on the high seas, and the way of a man with a young woman. This is the way of an adulterous woman. She eats and wipes her mouth and says, I've done nothing wrong. Under 3 things the earth trembles. Under 4 it cannot bear up. A servant who becomes king, a godless fool who gets plenty to eat, a contemptible woman who gets married, and a servant who displaces her mistress. All things on earth are small, yet they are extremely wise. Ants are creatures of little strength, yet they store up their food in the summer. Hyraxes are creatures of little power, yet they make their home in the crags. Locusts have no king, yet they advance together in ranks. The lizard can be caught with the hand, yet it is found in kings' palaces. There are 3 things that are stately in their stride, 4 that move with stately bearing. The lion, mighty among beasts, who retreat before nothing. A strutting rooster, a he-goat, and a king secure against revolt. If you play the fool and exhort yourself, or if you plan evil, clap your hand over your mouth. For as churning cream produces butter, and as twisting the nose produces blood, so stirring up anger produces strife. Dear God, thank you for today, new day. Pray for a profitable trading session. Pray for disciplined trading. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Let's get into it, y'all. So, pulling up for my fund of futures. I'm not sure if you saw the post on YouTube, but we lost both of our Top Step funded accounts. Just over 2 days of max loss. Yeah, rough risk management on my part, sizing in way too heavy. But we do have a rapid plan with my fund of futures. I'm just going to try and take this one slow past the intraday drawdown, and then look to sort of go from there. You can go for a long here, put stops here, targeting first partial here, potentially up to the hourly CIBI, but ideally we're getting out sort of before 8 o'clock, which is Asian Open. Could bounce off in here as well, so we'll just have to wait and see, but long isn't a bad play, to be honest. Signed into the account, we just need to make sure that we are risking appropriate. So I'm looking for a 1 to 2 risk to reward if we can. Number format is invalid. What does that even mean? 100. Risk balance. I'm not too sure what that means right here, but okay. I think if we take that off, right? Okay. We're trying to figure this out. I don't want 100 units. No. This is a bit confusing, I'm not gonna lie. Should be limit, right? And then 1 unit, yeah. There we go. Okay, cool. And we should be able to see, put this in price. Risk in dollars, there we go. Okay, so risking about $100 per position here. Looking for 1 to 3s if we can. That's going to be the risk reward we're trying to go for here, just till we can get out of the trailing drawdown is what I meant to say. Stop would be here. Nice 1 to 3 here. So we will run this. That's 62. So we can make this 2 units. At $128 of risk. TP, if we can hit there, will be the target for today. So we got $1,100 of trailing drawdown, I believe. We'll pull it up on... Sorry, $1,000 trading drawdown. And we've got to be at 1.1 in profit minimum to be able to request. So I'll just put my Tradeovate over here. Gonna see if I can. Okay, that works. Just adjusting myself a little bit. Excuse me, guys. Got ES here on the left, looking pretty bullish here as well. So just waiting till we see that reversal of sellers wanting to get into the market. If we can push down into the value area low here. We might just want to send it. Yep, indeed we do. Okay, the reason I have the Tradeovate is just so I can jump into the lower time frames. I wonder if there's a 30-second imbalance here. Now there's a gap, so more likely this is going to be filled. Whether we spill past that gap, who knows? Nice little gap in here too. Alright, cool. While we're waiting, we might just jump into some poker. Just setting it all up now. Once this wants to load. Okay, we can come back to here. So I might have missed our entry. That's okay. It is what it is. I'm gonna play the lowest stakes cash with the lowest buy-in possible. Go back in here. I'd love if we can halve and half this screen. Okay, let's try this. We'll try and minimize this. Try and close this. There we go. Okay, nice. Both things in here. Beauty. Don't think we're gonna revisit that low anymore. I think we're just gonna climb from here. If we struggle to close above, we'll just hang tight because I feel like we might come back, tap into this value area high. But if we close above, I think we're just gonna push for at least one of these two levels. Okay. Don't close above that high. I would love to see it drop down now here. Ace Jack, nice hand. I don't know how liberal everyone is here on this table. Okay, re-raise. You're just gonna shove this guy all in here. Okay, dipping down a little bit here. What is going on? This is a terrible call, but just because it's the lowest stakes cash game, we'll peel for a look. Everyone's priced in. Ace Queen. Ace Jack. Oh, another diamond? 6, 7, 2 pair. Takes it. Alright. Rebuy. Definitely that many all in. Not a good call with Ace Jack. At least we know we're playing with 6, 7 suited. Interesting. Check on the high time frames here. I don't really see a reason for us to come back down here. Doesn't make too much sense with the value area high level rising as well. So ideally, if we don't see that, I'm okay to miss out on this move. I want to catch the shorts. I think that's going to be the main meat. 3-6. Not bad with the queens here. I'm just gonna, he's been pretty aggressive, so I'm just gonna let him take the lead on the aggression. Not the card you want to see, but it's okay. I think he raises with the king, just on how aggressive this guy's playing. Check. I don't think he has a king, so I think we're good. Just keep checking. Hopefully he catches something on the lower end. 8, 9, 10, Jack. Jack 7 gets there, which he might have. He's going to bet one. And he's disconnected. It's a little bit of hesitation on jumping in on this long. It's okay. It is what it is. Big orders, but in terms of volume, honestly, nothing too crazy here. It's this candle right here, so we're still having sort of 8.15. Seeing when the last significant candle is. Okay. We pretty much just want our blind back. We'll call with the 3s here. If he checks, we're definitely betting on this street. Bet pot. Alright. Is it up? Whoa. We will get out of that one. For a bluff play here. They both seem pretty reserved. Get that through. Both pretty timid, but it's nice if they're raising, then you know they got something pretty decent. We'll fold that. Three 10 suited is my favorite hand. I always call 3-10 suited. Not bad. We can punish him because, you know, he's probably betting with some overs. Yeah, nice. Get 3-10 through. This is pumping as well. Without us, unfortunately. We'll shove this guy straight all in if he raises. No, this guy's super careful. We'll just call. Yeah, he just checks behind, so I don't think he has a jack. We'll call that. He might have 2 hearts there. Yeah, so he's got the 2 hearts, the flush here, or potentially straight draw, but just to check as well. So we get out of there. Nice. Kind of hard to play this two-handed. Pretty much just playing heads up. Got to get a few bluffs in there. Nice. He raises, we call here. Yep. And with our king. He bets probably ace jack, king jack, queen jack. Yep. We can still hit our king and be ahead here. So as long as he's betting small, we'll keep calling. Block the flush. Yeah, he's got a jack. So queen jack, ace jack. Too much to call for the chance of just hitting a king. So get out of that. Fold. Hoping for a good raise here, and then we'll just all in. Hoping he has like ace 10, king jack, ace queen. I like this flip. We're good. Beautiful. I'm just gonna call here for the suited connectors. Hit a 6. I don't think he has a king, otherwise he's raising. I'm gonna rep that I have the king to try and get him off. He raises, we know he's probably got a king. Yep. And we easily lay it down. So he likes to trap, that's good to know. So it's a smart idea just to check on low board. Just check pretty much first street always with this guy. I'm gonna slow play this, the queen jack. If he raises, we call. It's probably a little bit tilted that he gave up a fair bit of his stack there. Obviously just gonna check this back. I want him to bluff into us here. Nice, 2 pair. It's a bad card to bet on, really. Yeah. Hasn't hit that board, so he's holding every time. We'll call the 10 jack off. Nice, hit the jack. Not gonna raise too early if he bets. Still like us ahead here. That's not the card you want to see. See if he wants to bluff, we'll call whatever, unless it's a big bet, we'll call it. Hit the king. Unlucky. Unlucky. Volume doesn't indicate we are stopping here, like our odds here. Small continuation. Alright. Just gonna call here. If we can hit this flush would be crazy. Okay. Check behind here. No flush. 6 now gets there. We're gonna get out the way. It's pretty obvious with how he's playing. Like, he'll only bet big hands. He'll fold when he doesn't have it. Pretty easy to read. And our 6-2 suited. That's not the flop you want to see, because he's raised as well, so he more than likely has caught some of this. Get out the way. Ace 5, we're going to fake this. Hopefully we get a raise, shove all in. Okay. Lower end of the straight though, which I don't like. If he's got a 10, typically ahead. We just check this back. Doesn't help us really, because even if a 6 comes, it can complete a high straight draw. So yeah, now any jack gets there, we're gonna bet pot and just rep that we have the jack. Nice. Good bluff. Good card for us there. Alright. Just defend any 2 cards really. Any 2 cards from the jump. We'll get out the way. Raise this up. Nice. Need to get into a habit of just raising everything, because at that point he's going to question, and so when we do actually have it, and sometimes come off. Bit of 3, we're going to bet pretty aggressive here. He's going to call with his ace, jack, ace 10. Hasn't hit that again as well. We're going to bet pretty big. It seems wild because I don't know why. My hand's in the cookie jar a bit here. Can't call that. Can't call that. Six, 7 suited. Pretty much back to starting balance here. Here's jack. Oh no. We've been done again. Oh wow. Very lucky. Very, very lucky. But I guess the big raises was the giveaway there. I don't have a diamond, I can't wrap that. Okay, checks behind. He might have made a flush, to be honest. It's a suspicious check. Yeah, we'll get out the way. Haven't hit any of that, unfortunately. Nice. Okay, we're gonna start being a little bit more aggressive here. Yeah, pocket 7s. Makes the call. I don't think he's gonna have 8 in his range. He might have a king. I've just got to run the risk that he doesn't have a king with 2 already out there. If he raises, then obviously. Okay, makes the call, and here's where we shove. Oh wow, nice hand. Nice hand. Not much you can do about that. Okay, cash games not going too great. That's all right. See what tournaments we have available. Pretty much looking for the cheapest buy-in with our bankroll at the moment. And the game that's been running the longest too. So that's a whole 45 minutes beforehand. $2 knockouts. Roller. I think we go in this game just because it's been running for a little bit longer. Approaching our entry here on MNQ. See what happens. To level 19, we're at level 11. bear with me, guys. I'll make a quick phone call before we join this tournament. Sorry about that, guys. Tomorrow. Just had some work calls coming in. Alright. So I just want to see how we react here. I'm going to take off this order. And we might actually switch this back over to full screen just so we can see everything properly. Time frames. We've still got this little gap in here, so maybe we push down close to our original entry and looking for longs back up into this region. Have to wait and see. It is looking pretty bearish for now, so there's about our entry. That would be the hourly BISI tap around about here. See, right about here. Just because it's off the open, I don't want to be opposing the other way unless we obviously see a bunch of orders start to get filled here. At that point, then we can, yes, look for a long. Just see how we react to point of control here. It does look like buyers want to get involved here, so we're going to go for a long. Just waiting to see if we can push past this. Ideally fill this. There we go. Beautiful. So it's trailing drawdown here, which is why we got to be a little bit careful. I only really want to be losing probably $50 per position. So if we get to 50, we'll take ourselves out. Okay, we're out. Rejected off that, it does look like we want to continue to the downside. So this might be high of day, especially with Asia resting right there. We're going to flip short. Stops at this high. Bit of a rough start to the funded accounts, but yeah, waiting to see how we react to see if we can get into this pocket here. And yes, flip back to a minute chart. Typically M3 is best for stop loss placement. Would want to see this protected now. So point of control we have tapped into here. We're just seeing our original idea. And it looks like the original plan is playing out. Just seeing the reaction off this tap here. 2 losses straight. Not ideal. See the reaction off VWAP here. Let's see if we're pushing past on ES2. Alright, pushing right past now. Buyers look like they want to keep control. We'll just wait for this closure here. Point of control is shifted up. See if we respect it. Alright. Looks like we are pushing higher here as our initial position. Again, just sticking with the 1 micro here. Stops, we've got the daily CB at 27600. $600 is the daily, so we'll just wait to see if we can reach this spot, how we react as well. And then the hourly is at 27703. Up to about here. We'll look to sell if we can get up to about this region in here. Don't mind this at all. Decent stop loss placement. Move my head out the way. Brilliant push. If we can take this high, we'll adjust our stops here. Yep. Okay. Approaching the daily CB now, so just gotta be cautious. Can push back up and take this high. We'll adjust our stops to here. We retrace a little bit here. We can see on ES, we might push down just a little bit to fill this gap. We'll just double check on an M3. Pretty bad stop loss placement here. Might go run and fill this. I think we'll adjust stops here just in case we want to rebound again. Ideally we just blast. There is a nice gap, but it's pretty much right at our entry, so we look to take off some profit and then look to get right back in. This is my mistake a lot of the times, and then usually like I'll put stops here and then we'll flood through. I'll lose all of this profit, take a loss, and then if we're melting down, I'll still try and like long. So just working on being a bit more aggressive with the stop loss placement. What level was this again? 603. Looking pretty weak here. The buyers have enough strength to push this one through. I might keep watching on TradingView actually, just because I have all these levels in place. It's a little bit delayed, but that's okay. Gonna adjust that stop. Oh. Big sell-off. So it looks like sellers want to try and hold this little gap. See how this next minute goes. Another gap resting in here. Heaps of gaps above us, to be honest. But around this midpoint region, I think, is when sellers will start getting interested in shorts again. I might have stop loss placement here. Let me just make another quick phone call, guys. Sorry. All right, right back to it. I get stopped out here. We're struggling to go any higher, so just wait to see if these lows actually get taken. Bit of a fake out, bit of a juke. Back up we go. So we are at this daily CB, which is why we're experiencing a little bit of resistance. Honestly, not a bad idea to take profit here. At least secure some of the gains, be back to break even. But we'll just let the market take us out if sellers are actually going to flood this. If we're just going to keep pumping, then let's not do ourselves a disservice. Interesting spot to be in, to be honest. Yeah, I still have this early level in here though, so it makes sense we could go higher. Looks like we are pumping. I think if we've peaked past this daily CB level, we ideally should be going for a little bit more. There's a little gap in here on an M5, so we'll just watch that. Make these purple just because they're a bit too conflicting. Might get stopped out here. Five. Okay, while this is happening, let's jump back into this tournament. Pull these back to the side. I don't know why this is up. Okay, cool. Oh, I think. Hold up, give me 2 secs. I kid you not. I just had some Jehovah's Witnesses knock on my door. That's who was at the front. Anyway, that's cool. I want to see this inverted on ES ideally. Just want to see more pressure to the downside. We could still be pushing, but I guess hitting that daily CB level is definitely of interest. Now we're seeing some sellers step in too. I'm going to join them with a short position here. Stop. We could take just a little bit past this point. We're going to have our one buy stop. I think we could genuinely just hold this position and have this just run for the entire day. So anticipating shorts from here to really yesterday's low would be first target. I think ultimately if we look at this, even on a monthly level, right? Tapped off in here, which is why we had a little bit of a rebound. We could push all the way down into here, I think, in the next few weeks. So yeah, it's definitely at least for retracement, at least to push into this zone here, I'd say, and then potentially back to the upside. But yeah, it's looking likely for shorts now, I would say. A few wicks, can't get past that daily CB level. Stop really should be at this high, swing high. But we're just going to wait for further confirmation. Now is when we can get a little bit risky with it. Again, I'm just going to be careful with these rapid accounts with intraday trailing. It's only 1K worth of drawdown as well. But yeah, if we can size into this position, I reckon we run it. On a 30, I don't mind if this high gets swept one more time. That's why we kept our stop loss just a little bit beyond it. Waiting for a big flow of orders to the downside here. ES is already starting to drop. Already have view up, so we should see a big reaction to the upside. We're not really seeing that. Let me see what's weaker on the day. Okay, so ES is actually weaker. If we're looking at shorts, we should probably take it on ES over MNQ. So we actually will do that. Short here on ES. Stop at this high. Yeah, beauty. Just want to see a closure past this for confirmation. Nice gap down. It's enough confirmation. Wait a little bit for some follow through to the downside here. Still ideally want to see that closure. Chill out on the risk. Don't need to go too crazy. ES definitely inverting here, well and truly. Beautiful. Now just got to be careful because we are trailing. We got trailing drawdown here. The best way to handle this is just going to be locking in profits as we go down, I reckon. Just don't want to choke the trade too much as well. So I think keeping the size small, that way even if we are giving back some profits, it's not going to be a crazy amount in a short flurry of time. So I'm trying not to size up too big just until we can get past that trailing draw. Might shift to a higher time frame now just to manage this. I think we should respect these highs, especially the highest high here. Bit risky watching this. Nice reaction off of the VWAP, in for another 3. This should be our highest amount, I'd say. Wouldn't want that high taken or past this body. Okay, steep pullback here. Steep pullback. Really want these highs protected. Okay, looking for an inversion back at these lows. Looking for some resistance. I like what we're seeing on ES here. Just seeing the same thing on MNQ now. Bit worried that we could go sweep these highs, do a quick liquidity grab and then spill, but seeing what we're seeing on ES, I would like these highs to remain intact. Just looking at our drawdown. Trailing drawdown is just so hard to work with, man. So hard. Don't think we can afford for this to come right up. That's the only thing. We're going to be in some pretty steep drawdown. Okay, nice turnaround on ES here. Expected that high, it seems. For now, still need to close below though. Take it from this M3 high. And we'll just be shifting and watching sort of every 3 minutes. See how we go. ES is probably the spot where we should be adding into, not so much MNQ. Stops to there, sort of makes sense. Maybe sweep these highs. Ideally not. Ideally not, man. Yeah. That's still the M3 high here. Yeah, interesting if we sweep these highs here. Might sweep it. I don't know why I added on MNQ, man. Should have been on ES for the scale in here. It's alright, it is what it is. Rough stuff. Very rough stuff. And now it wants to dip. Thanks, MNQ. Thank you kindly. Anyway, it is what it is. Check the high time frames here on an M5, still struggling. Push above, really. I think we're at yesterday's value area low level as well. Yeah. Yesterday's value area low, daily CB resting right here as well. Point of control is higher than this hourly level too, so I'm still expecting a reversal here. I think we just got in a little bit too early and just with a bit too much size before we saw what we needed to see. So it's a bit unfortunate. I think I was trading the previous outcome of like missing the run rather than just being patient on the move. But let's just wait and see if we can see a bunch of sellers coming in here. I think we're just going to scale them with one rather than the double method. We don't have much drawdown at all. And MNQ has gone and taken us out, so we're down 430 with just MNQ alone today. Not ideal. ES is at a decent spot to actually partial here. Wait and see if we gonna chill. We've had a liquidity sweep. Now it's an SMT divergence. I'm back in for a short MNQ here. Yes, is in a good spot too. Just want to start to see this melt down. Beautiful. Now's our true stop, so we shouldn't come back to this high. God willing, this is enough for a spill to the downside here now. Closure below VWAP. Moving average here will give us the confirmation. Oh, wow. Okay. An attempt up. Just want to see this all get eaten now. Push to the downside. Yeah, brilliant. Just going to leave it here for now. In terms of size, if we've actually caught this move, the risk to reward on this would be insane. Expecting moves down to NDOG and then closing below yesterday's low. There's a lot of liquidity resting right here. So 27205. Two seven two zero five. I'd love to take 2 off. Okay, finally caught it. I had a feeling, again, that's why I had that initial stop for our first size above. But again, when you're adding more and more size, and this is just what I need to recognize, when I'm putting more and more risk on the table, I just have to be careful. Like, where can I afford to do that? Where can I afford to actually add risk properly? Because too many times I'm adding it in these ambiguous moments. To be fair, like a close down in here is okay, but it should be a scale in 1 when we retrace into here. After we get back above this high, I've got to expect that this high is going to be swept. No closure below. Now's not a bad spot to scale in here. Same thing for ES. Probably going to scale in for ES more, just because M and Q is stronger on the day, and so I'd rather double up on the asset that's already weaker, which is going to be ES in this case. Just waiting for both of them to start dropping. That's going to be the cue that we can scale in here. Wait for them both. Yep. Okay. Both starting to move to the downside. Both got selling orders. Scale in. Or at this swing high. But yes, because these highs should be protected now, as it's the weaker asset. God willing, we're just going to let this trend hopefully to the downside. I just need to check on ES where is a suitable spot to get out. I think this previous low makes a lot of sense to me for the Thursday if we can get there. So 7295. It's a long way down. Okay. Off. 7295. And take pretty much everything off ES here. Change that to this. Cool. We're just going to start trailing from M1 highs now. Trailing from M3 levels. Okay, back into profit. We could probably adjust to break even. I don't mind the stop loss placement here, to be honest. Just being a little bit more cautious. And now we're just going to be mindful of the trailing component. So I'm still yet to master this. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't trade trailing drawdown accounts too much because I just think they're a bit of a scam, but let's figure it out together, hopefully. I'm trying to keep size small-ish. I think this is still probably maybe double what I need to have on the chart. So maybe like 2 for ES, 1 to 2 for MNQ. Just till we get out of that buffer. And then once we're out, we can obviously try and scale up a little bit with size. But let's see if we've caught the short on this play. It's good entry. There's a lot of conflicting alignments in here. Yesterday was a pretty expansive move to the downside. Closed nearly at the low. Rebounded already. So this should be the highest point that we get to for the day. It's an Asian session. There's a lot of things going for this position here. So waiting to see if we can get follow through. Not a whole lot to do, to be honest, for now, guys. So I might actually do a little bit of work. I will check into the charts I wonder if I can just keep this going, to be honest, while I'm doing a bit of work. If you guys are chill with that, it's going to be pretty boring, but at least you can see what I'm doing and I'm not doing anything silly. I have to be accountable. But yeah, hopefully if we can invert this, I think we're okay. If we can close below this low, we should be green lighted. Can potentially look at scaling in, but at this point, again, just until we're out of this trailing drawdown, I think we just take it nice and steady. So let's wait and see what the market wants to deliver here. Okay, I am just going to adjust risk here as we're starting to push into this fair value gap. So just want to make sure, obviously, especially with the trailing drawdown, not giving up a lot of the profit that we have secured so far. Let's see if we can measure how Trader8 is probably one of the worst trading platforms, I reckon. Only thing good is the copy trader because it's so easy to use, but apart from that, I am not the biggest fan of Trader8, man. It is what it is. It's privileged to trade, so anything's good, but anyway, it is what it is. Just our risk. Let's see what MNQ wants to do. I'm just going to be a bit more aggressive on the risk for MNQ just because there's a bit more size at play, and that's really going to eat into the distance to drawdown. Nice spill to the downside again, looking for a closure at this low to confirm this is the high of day. Love this pattern. I've been seeing it a lot on MNQ of just like sweeping that previous high that starts this initial run, and then we get the follow through. And too many times I just size up too heavy, so you get stopped out on this run, and then you're watching the move play out exactly how you planned, but you can't participate. So risk size really is everything, but let's see how we go. Okay, interesting buyback here for ES. Not really liking that too much. Gonna be a bit aggressive on the stop here too. Just don't like that pattern at all, but hang firm for now. Keep letting this hopefully spill. Oh snap, I just realized we got stopped out on ES. Oh, sugar. Okay. That's not ideal. Interesting. I think we're alright to get back in here. Not the greatest entry. We just swept all of this, so interesting. Wow, and the trailing drawdown as well. So even though we're in positive, the drawdown is now trailing back up with us. It's interesting, hey. Bit too aggressive then. Our buy stop here. Waiting to see where we can go back in. There we go. Been pretty strong. Waiting, just being patient. Really, this previous high, I'm gonna say. It's doing a bit too much. Should have just kept everything as is for a little bit longer. I have inverted this now, so it's okay if we push back a little bit. This is really eating into our profit though. Just how quickly everything can go. Oh man. Waiting to see a reaction from both of these to the downside. Wow. Very rough. Very rough. It looks like we're having our reaction here too. Yep. Indeed. Annoying. Very annoying. Still pushing up, really? I guess so. That VWAP here. Interesting. Very interesting here, man. Realized my breathing stopped pretty shallow there as well. Bit stressed out. Yeah, so it tapped up into here and now it's spilling to the downside. Okay. Don't mind this for yes. MNQ is looking a little bit weaker now. Scaling in off that reaction. Make it wherever our TP was, we change this to 5. Leave one runner. See eventually if we can scale in for MNQ as well. Eventually, no rush. Just need to slow everything down a little bit. Back to basics. After wick test here, I don't mind if we go up to about 50%. Wouldn't want us to go higher than about here. Okay, approaching about half. Second level in here. Again, we might actually see this high get wicked. Man. and then the melt to the downside. Has been taken. Yep. Same thing we saw beforehand. Same thing. I was literally just thinking it as it was pushing back up too. And now that we've wicked this high, we should keep this intact now. We're moving to the downside. It's tight on a 30-second. Very tight. We can take this. Still pushing here. An M2. Don't think we can afford the drawdown. That's the only issue here. We should keep that high intact. We should keep it intact. There's a nice little pierce. Swing failure to close above the high. It's high respected. Want to see us push down here. So we keep it as a stop order for now. MNQ starting to drop now too. Just watching the two in tandem. Yeah, adjusted risk a bit too early, I think. I'm just worried about the trailing. That's like, it's such a new concept for me to work through in trades, like just letting it run, I guess. Really trying, but we can't get past this level here. Looking good to scale in, to be honest. MNQ starting to drop too. Finally in profit. Just waiting here. It's looking good, looking bearish finally. I'm just seeing on a higher time frame where our stop loss is. Not a bad spot. Tapped in. Fair bit of risk on the table. I've been live for a bit, guys, so I'll take off. I'll keep you posted on the community tab how we go today, but I'm inclined to honestly just close the laptop and just get to work and just let this one sort of run if it's going to be a swing position. Hopefully we keep these highs intact here. But yeah, interesting day today, to say the least. So far, see if this holds for this last minute. Okay, still holding. Cool. On that note, I'll end stream. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Peace.